record on this computer. All right, welcome everybody to our webinar chat about lifelong vitality, because who doesn't want lifelong vitality, right? We all want to live long, happy lives, and lives where we've got energy to do the things that we want to do, and we want to be healthy and have a good baseline of health. So I wanted to have a bit of a chat with Tess, who I'm going to introduce you to in a minute, because she has, as a naturopath, a herbalist and nutritionist, she's just got a deeper understanding of the body's needs for supplementation and how it works. And this Lifelong Vitality Pack is doTERRA's top selling product globally. And I think for the world's largest essential oil company to have a product that's not an essential oil, that's the most popular product, there's got to be some good stuff about it. And I mean, I use it. I've got the whole family taking it. I think it really helped sustain me with energy levels when I was doing Diamond Club earlier this year. I think it provided a good baseline of energy and support. So I really wanted to have a bit of a chat and find out a bit more in depth and share your knowledge, Tess, with certainly with my team and our teams, and people a bit broader than that too. So thank you for agreeing to talk with us about lifelong vitality today.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks, Annabel. It's really lovely that we have this opportunity to do this, because I think we are having so many beautiful testimonials about these essential oils, and to spread the word out there that we've got a practitioner-grade product, and it works, and people are feeling the difference. So I think it's a good thing that we're having a chat about it today.
Yeah, good. So for those of you that are tuned in that don't know Tess is I met Tess actually on the recommendation through a friend who had been one of Tess's students actually at studying nutrition. I can't remember the course, nutritional medicine, and Tess was one of the lecturers, and she's been a great help to my family in holistic health terms, helping Alex get through some glandular fever and then supporting me through my thyroid things. So it was Tess that introduced me to doTERRA, actually probably a couple of years after we first met, really. And so she is my upline within doTERRA. She is my personal naturopath. She's my friend, and she's all around legend. So Tess is lots of fun. And she is a naturopath. She's a nutritionist, a herbalist. She's a high school science teacher. Is that right? In the past?
In a previous life, yes.
In a previous life. We've all got previous lives, so that's okay. So Tess, is there anything else that you think we need to know about you? Or I'm going to launch into asking you some questions about lifelong vitality.
Well, I just want to add, thank you for that. It's lovely. I just want to add to that, Annabel, that I use the Lifelong Vitality Complex as my first choice of supplementation as well in our family. My husband, Craig, is on Lifelong Vitality. My teenagers are on Lifelong Vitality, and we all feel the difference with this specific formulation. So it's something I'm quite passionate about. I wasn't in the beginning, funny enough. Because of I just have different philosophies of prescription and all sorts of things like that. But I've come to really love the supplement trio. That's the Lifelong Vitality.
Yeah. Because I think when I first was seeing you weren't using Lifelong Vitality. So you've obviously tried it and experienced it. So that's really I think that's really interesting. Yeah. So I'm just going to ask from the beginning. Do we even, if you've got a healthy diet and you eat pretty well, lots of leafy greens and things, do you actually even need a supplement? Like, do we actually need any kind of supplement at all?
Okay, so that question's actually got many layers to it as well. So one of the things I think that's really important is to know that our nutrition is, as you started off today as well, just saying, it's the foundation of our health, is to have good nutrition. And we live, there are a few things I want to touch on and actually ask questions about that, because not just because of our farming practices and the soils that grow the plants, et cetera, the soil health today that we've got to think about, and the increase in the toxicity in our environment as well, and what we use in our homes. There's those two things, but then there's also the question about the food that we eat. Does it actually contain good levels of vitamins and minerals? And I can come back to the soil health.
Mm-hmm.
Does our diet, so our individual diet, does that contain everything we need? You know, and I'm going to just go like there. I know mine doesn't. I know there's some days I wake up in the morning and I have coffee and then I eat at 5 p.m. again because I get busy.
Yeah.
Now, what nutrients have I taken in there other than caffeine? And, you know, so this is where we have to look at, on a daily basis, what are we doing for our health? I'm thinking about, you know, asking questions around that. Do we need supplementation? I'm asking a very important question. Are we actually assimilating? Are we able to absorb the nutrients that we are taking in? So there's so many different layers to the question of, do we need supplementation?
Yeah.
And from my experience, the answer is no to all of those questions.
Okay.
We're not getting enough nutrition through our food and through our diet. We're not getting enough nutrition assimilated into our system. And this is where dis-ease begins.
As in, we're taking it in, but we might not be absorbing it. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and there's a Dr. Tabrizian, who I just used to love teaching from his work as well, who he's done some great work on the assimilation part and why we're not actually assimilating our nutrients. And I can get into that really deep into it, but it has to do with toxicity, that, you know, they bump off nutrients like heavy metals, pesticides, herbicides. They actually bump off nutrients off our cell receptors, and so we're not taking enough of our nutrients in. That could just be one of the reasons why we're not getting enough nutrients. So when we supplement, I want to also just say there, we need a good quality supplement.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can have you can supplement from something down the shop, you know, go to Coles or Woolies, grab something off the shelf, and you can still not get the nutrients that you need with the dosages that are recommended on those supplementation.
So how do you, so it sounds like from what you're saying, really all of us need to have some kind of supplement, because even if we're eating pretty well, we may not be absorbing all of the nutrients that we are ingesting. And I guess the reality is, I think I eat a pretty good diet, but certainly there are days when I don't. So it's that daily basis. So
yeah, absolutely. I think it's Dr. Hill who made the little comment once. He says, good health is what you do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And there's this other little saying that I kind of live by as well, is that in order to fight any dis-ease, and we're looking at preventative medicine when we think about supplementation,
mm-hmm.
in order to fight disease, do something for health.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, that to me is the basis of our self-empowerment in taking charge of our own health as well. So you don't always have to run to someone else to sort you out and ask the questions. Is do something for your health every day. Now, together with good nutrition, you want to have good quality proteins, you want to have good quality minerals and vitamins, and enough of the different micronutrients. Water, sunlight, vitamin D, all of that sort of stuff comes into play. We have to look after our health on a daily basis and do something for health on a daily basis. So yes, to answer your question, I think we need supplementation. And
can everyone take supplements?
I believe so. When we're talking about youngsters, little kids, and that obviously a really, really good nutritious diet is really important. I think kids from, I don't want to really put an age to it, but if I have to throw out something, maybe 8, 9 years of age, if you can swallow a tablet maybe, and if you can handle if they can handle the taste of some of the herbals, that are in there, sure, I think they can take supplementation.
Okay. And are there any particular, I mean, it sounds like generally we should all be taking some sort of supplement, but are there particular people that you think really should be taking supplements? Or just everyone? We should all be.
Yeah. Look, again, there's many layers to that question. I just think people should think about your diet, think about your energy levels, think about where, are you sleeping okay? Think about that, because if there are deficiencies, and I believe most of us have deficiencies, it's just the way that we experience our diets nowadays is just not really good enough. So there are deficiencies, and also we go through this, like sometimes we'll have maybe our iron might be high, then we take something and the iron comes down. So we go through this as well. So with supplementation, it kind of balances out that cycle of up and down, as how our bodies actually respond through possible unwellness, deficiencies, immune responses. It really does help to balance that all out. So if people are unwell, if there's dis-ease of some sorts, inflammation, all of that, I'd say absolutely we're looking at deficiencies. We're looking at imbalance in the body. There's no harmony. The harmony has been thrown off balance. So from that perspective, I think, just coming back, I think anyone can take it, but perhaps more for people who are already feeling unwell, just get into those supplements, and specifically the lifelong vitality. It's really very well balanced.
So why? So that, I guess that's the key question is why. I mean, why lifelong vitality, and why not just pick up something from the, from the chemist or the supermarket? Like why lifelong vitality?
Yeah. I'm drinking my peppermint tea this morning, by the way.
Okay, that's good.
Drop of peppermint. So for me, from what I know about the lifelong vitality, and I've got access to plenty of product that I can use for myself and for clients as well. There's a reason why it's the top seller in doTERRA, and that's number one. People feel the difference. They notice the difference. They notice it actually works. This is something that works. I think a really important point here to make is that the company has used whole food for their product. So and plus they've got 9 essential oils in there. So that's kind of different to what you're going to find on a shelf, is that you've got the extra boost of the essential oils that have come in there.
So it's not, you're not just going to be able to pick up an essential oil based or a supplement from the pharmacy that's got essential oils in it as well.
No, and
so it's unique.
Yeah, it's quite unique in that way. And then another thing that's quite unique is, or just coming back to the fact that it's whole foods, is so you don't have synthetics in there, and the body has a difficult time often to assimilate and absorb synthetics. And unfortunately, the way that the natural health industry goes is there's not a lot of whole food supplementation on the market.
Is that right? So what, they're using synthetic versions of a mineral or a vitamin? Is that what you mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
And then the other thing that we'll also find is that, and I'll talk a little bit about this because I think it's important for people to know how unique this formulation actually is, and why the Lifelong Vitality Pack is so unique. Is they don't use fillers and excipients called excipients in the industry. So sometimes if you look at something off the shelf, just read the labels, and half of the time you're not going to be able to pronounce what is in a vitamin C supplementation. You won't even know. It's not a whole food, so they leave out the NPK factors, the bioflavonoids. It's just ascorbic acid. It's a little part of a whole food. And we know in nature, it's the whole foods that bring you the full complement of the nutrients for good health.
Yeah.
So that is a really, really important point with a lifelong vitality, is that it's the whole food base. And then the company has actually produced something to help with the assimilation, so how your body actually takes these the nutrients, how it takes it in, and how it absorbs it right into the cells. And it's called the glycoprotein matrix. Some of you may have heard of it, but so it's a very special formulation that is there specifically to help with the absorption. And so that means that the nutrients that you're taking in and the essential oils, what you're taking in, is very available to your cells. So it's really available for your body, and your body just knows what to do with it because it's whole food based, and it's sort of carried on this, beautiful matrix right into the lymphatic system, right into the bloodstream. The body knows what to do with it. And so often I think that's part of the reason why within a day or 2 or 3, a lot of people, I'm one of them, who within 2 or 3 days of taking Lifelong Vitality, I go, oh my goodness, why did I forget it at home on my travels,
Yeah, I think people often don't realise how good it is until you run out. I know my mum said a few times, oh my gosh, I've run out. I can't believe I said I'd never let myself run out of them again, because
absolutely.
Within a week her joints are aching and she doesn't have the energy and she's not sleeping as well. So it's,
Yeah, absolutely. And so I think it's because of that delivery system that it works quickly as well. And then the other part of that is that it's quite the unique formulation. What they've done is with, it was Rob Young, it was his baby, putting the Lifelong Vitality together. And he's done his research. He's put together something that's really quite special. So you've got this synergy, everything works together. You've got this synergy between the herbs and essential fatty acids, your omegas, essential oils, nutrients, and a whole lot of other factors thrown together. And what I really like about it is, one, the essential oils actually give it that super boost. Now, I'm not going to go into essential oils because, people can go look at that, and I can't actually mention too much in terms of disease conditions and all of that for compliance. But if you know what all the essential oils do, there's 9 essential oils in this complex. Just go have a look. It's pretty amazing to give it that super boost. So yeah, helps to up-level cell function. It's really, really cool stuff.
So there are 3 components to the Lifelong Vitality pack with these 3. So I'm just wondering, will we go through each one and just highlight what it does and the key factors or something, Tess? Would that be okay?
That's fine. Yeah, I've just made some notes so that I don't, use go too much, and stop me if I go.
I know, we could probably talk about these all afternoon and everyone will fall asleep.
I can do 2 hours on each of them.
Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with Alpha CRS.
Alpha CRS is kind of like the cornerstone of the Lifelong Vitality, really, isn't it?
Well, I like it because it's slightly different. It's not. It's different in that it's not actually a food dietary nutrient complex. Okay, so the other 2 that we'll talk about, the omegas and the minerals and vitamins, they are a food nutrient dietary complex. This little one here, I just love this, and I get excited about this one more than anything else. I'm just going to show you the size of it as well. So there's the actual size of the...
Yeah, they're not big horse tablets. They don't smell, they don't taste.
No.
They're quite easy to take and, to swallow.
Absolutely.
I can swallow a fistful in one go.
Oh, no, not me. 1 or 2, otherwise there's gag factor involved.
Yeah, okay. You need to watch Hayley Wisey's video yesterday. A handful of pills.
Oh no, I can't do that. Anyway, so I just want to say, with regards to capsules versus tablets, I prefer, as a naturopath, I prefer capsules always. There's just too much friction and heat involved in creating a tablet out of something.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, so you could actually damage some of the nutrients and things that are in there. So let's get onto the alpha CRS. So CRS actually stands for a cellular renewal system. Yeah, CRS, and its plus means is they've made some changes along the way and to make it even better and better. So it also says on there that it's a cell vitality complex. So if we just look at what it means, then is that, well, I'll probably just start with saying that it's got heaps of herbs in it. So beautiful herbs and some nutrients, and that it's very specific, the alpha CRS is very specific to support your cells in the production of energy. So to help your cells to help themselves. So this is not something like taking in sugar or something that's going to give you a quick cell energy boost. This is something that actually supports your cells to produce in the little mitochondria inside your cells, are your energy factories.
Yeah.
Produce ATP, adenosine triphosphate.
Oh, okay. So that's what gives you the energy. That's your mitochondrial energy.
So it helps your cells to do their job.
Uh-huh.
So I look at it and I actually think there are three main functions, maybe four, maybe more, but three main functions is the production of cell energy. Mm-hmm. So it works on that mitochondrial level for in the mitochondria inside your cells. Now you think about your heart. That thing works, ticks, it doesn't go to sleep when you go to sleep and rest the rest of your cells and your muscles. It keeps going. So mitochondria to produce energy for your body to do its functions. CoQ10, that's inside in the complex in the alpha CRS, is an amazing compound. We'll just use to say compound, biochemical that and nutrient that helps specifically with mitochondrial function. And so it actually sits inside the inner layer of a mitochondria inside your cells. So, there are things like, I'm just going to mention that statin drugs, when clients to me come in on statin drugs for cholesterol and heart problems, a statin drug will cut through that pathway that produces CoQ10 in the body. So, so that's one of the least enjoyed drugs out there, for us in the natural health field as well. So CoQ10 in this helps with energy production. ALA, acetyl L-carnitine and quercetin actually do the same, but then they've also got other functions in there as well. So that's the main function, production of cell energy.
Okay.
Everyone needs health from a cell level. If your cells can produce the energy and they can do what they need to do. Okay, so it's not nutrition for the cell, it's helping the cell to produce the energy.
Okay.
The second function there is on cell protection. So actually this whole complex, all three of these beautiful lifelong vitality trio supplements contain antioxidants. Now, antioxidants to me is like, let's just call it anti-rust in the body. As we get older, I always say our bodies dry out and we rust up, really. It's like oxidation and stress, and on a cell level is what makes us, shows that those signs of aging. And so what you've got in the alpha CRS are super antioxidants. CoQ10 is actually one of them. It can act as an antioxidant as well. And you've got things like curcumin from turmeric. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll just let you know.
Joints, so I would imagine it helps with a healthy inflammatory response too then.
Absolutely, and that would be a third function. So just having curcumin in there, many functions for curcumin. Okay, so I don't know if you knew, but curcumin is really a really good neuroprotector as well.
Okay.
System. Skin, really, really good for the skin. Someone actually, when I learned herbal, my herbs, when I studied that, I was dared, but I didn't take up the dare, to actually run turmeric, which contains curcumin, where curcumin comes from, to put it over a hairy patch on my body, because it removes hair.
All right, wow.
Naturally. It removes hair naturally topically, but it's very good for the skin. That's actually, I didn't take that. I didn't want to be yellow.
I was going to say you'd be very yellow if you covered your.
Yeah, didn't want to be, but it's really good for the skin and the nervous system. So anything that's good for the nervous system will be good for the skin. Japanese knotweed in there. I'm not going to go through the whole lot, but I'll just mention Japanese knotweed is a herb that is high in resveratrol, which is also what you find in a glass of red wine, for those of you who do.
That's your antioxidant. That's why you can have your red wine. It's the resveratrol.
Oh, it's just, yes. So Japanese knotweed is also known as the body's toxic mop-upper. It just mops up toxins in the body as well. So there's a lot of my clients who I actually use Japanese knotweed as a herb for as well. And yeah, it's a major antioxidant. You've got Bicol skullcap, which is also there to help with allergic responses and mediating that response in the body. Pomegranate for the skin, grapeseed for the eyes. Milk thistle is one that most people probably might know about. Again,
certainly lots of thyroid people with thyroid issues will have had milk thistle. I've certainly had that in other supplements over the years.
Yep. Yeah. So that's a great detoxifier and liver supporter as well. Yeah, so it's actually protective for the liver, and it helps to restore the liver, and it helps to produce the glutathione, which is again a major antioxidant in the system. So there's heaps of antioxidants in there. So that's for cell protection. And then the last one, we've touched on that already, is it mediates a healthy inflammatory response. So, we've got inflammation, always inflammation, because inflammation is part of a natural immune response. The problem comes in until it's not. When there's constant inflammation and the body cannot regulate its inflammatory response, when you've got high leukotrienes and cytokines and all sorts of, big words I can throw out there, but I won't go into it. That's when there's sustained inflammation, and that is when disease in the body begins. It sort of starts on that inflammation level. Consistent inflammation in the body means trouble. So
there's so many inflammatory chronic diseases around now, aren't there? Those
absolutely
autoimmune. I mean,
all the autoimmune,
but all the autoimmune. Your chronic diseases all seem to me to be all inflammatory based.
All high inflammation. Yeah. Everything chronic. Everything chronic. So I'm going to try and stay away from mentioning disease states too much, but just because I actually don't know exactly where, as a naturopath, I can, speak. But anyway, and then, the top one for that inflammation, we've mentioned a little bit on curcumin from turmeric, but the top one would be, and most research would be the Boswellia serrata, which is the extract from frankincense tree. It's the serrata species. And that has been proven over and over to mediate. So in other words, to balance that inflammatory response. And I think for us to actually understand that with supplementation and essential oils, that the whole idea is to bring balance back to the body. So if you've got a high inflammatory response and high markers in your body, the supplements will support that to come back to balance again. And who doesn't want that? I definitely want that. And I just want to mention one last thing on the alpha CRS. That, and again, we've mentioned a few things, but it's a great detoxifier. It's sort of gentle, but it detoxifies the system, because you've got milk thistle in there, and you've got the curcumin in there, you've got the knotweed in there, and some of these other wonderful herbs, they all help to gently detoxify your system. So often I've heard people, and you know, and this is the part that I love talking about, bowel motion.
Tess and her poo theory.
My poo theory. I'm writing something on that, so watch this space. Yeah, it's really, really good as a gentle detoxifier, and it supports all your systems for detoxification. It supports the whole, you know, I'm just talking about the whole trio. It can support your lungs as a detoxifying, you know, some people go, I didn't know the lungs are detoxifying. Yes, they help to clear out carbon dioxide and things from your body. The lungs, the kidneys are supported, the liver is supported, the colon, the bowel supported, and the skin is supported. Those are your elimination organs. So people often say when they're taking the Lifelong Vitality that they feel like their bowels are working better, they're more regular, which is one of the first things as a naturopath I want to see in my client, is that they've got good bowel movement. I get very excited about bowels.
And Tess, for those that don't know, in Tess's clinic, if you go to the toilet, there are poo charts on what your bowel motions should look like if they're healthy. So.
Yeah, great talking point.
It is, that's right. The kids loved it.
And something, you know what, Annabelle, just one last thing, I promise. There's another herb in there that I get excited about, and it's ginkgo biloba. Yeah, so ginkgo is actually, it's a very amazing and a well-used herb in the herbal community and natural health community. It helps with the mind energy. It really helps.
Because we could all do with that.
Exactly. So anything that has to do with memory, focus, concentration, it works on the circulation, and it helps to open up blood flow and oxygen flow and the movement of toxicity through the body. So, and again, it's quite neuroprotective as well. I like that.
So do we even need the others? This sounds pretty amazing. Like this sounds like everything that you'd want.
I really love that, but remember now, it hasn't got nutrients.
Yeah. So this is really your cell support.
That is for cell support. And
cellular energy, inflammation, detoxification, cell protection. So that's this one.
Yeah.
So I know. Do we want to talk? Are we ready? Have you got anything else you wanted to say about the alpha CO?
No, I think let's keep it out. Otherwise, we'll go too deep.
We'll go too long. Okay. So which one next?
Let's do the omegas.
Omegas. All right.
Apparently, it's snap. Apparently, it's pronounced Z omega. Like
it's because Americans pronounce X as a Z or a Z.
It could be that, or it could be based on the whole Greek.
Oh, the Greek kind of.
So this is the size of the Z omega essential fatty acids.
It's a soft gel, that one, not a capsule.
Little thing. I can swallow that.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
All right. So what we have there, by the way, the X in there actually represents the astaxanthin with an X. Yeah. Which is comes from a microalgae, and again, you've got an amazing antioxidant in there. So this is a complex that contains mostly, an amazing amount of omega-3s, and our normal diet's a little bit off in the balance between 6s and 3s. We don't want to have too many 6s because, they turn into inflammatory responses in your body if we have too much of that. So the omega-3 complex, to take that, and then it's also got essential oils in there. And this is where, I really like the fact that it's got some essential oils in there, so the 9 oils that we were talking about. And they act as antioxidants as well, and they keep the marine-based oils, they keep them fresh. And
so they're like the preservatives.
So it's all your natural preservative, plus the added effect
bonus
essential oils that we get.
It's got some pretty good ones in there, doesn't it? Clove, frankincense, thyme.
Yep,
Yeah.
ginger, cumin, peppermint, caraway, and those last three that I've just mentioned is really good for the tummy as well. So first of all, the omega-3 complex is actually got, they use calamari oil.
Calamari oil. Yeah.
Do you know why? Because it's sustainable.
Oh, okay. Well, doTERRA is very conscious about sustainable supply of all their products, aren't they?
And it's got very high levels of the omega-3s, the EPAs and the DHAs, and so it's clean, it's been tested, there's no contaminants in there, there's no heavy metals in there, you know, it's been filtered, it's shelf stable because of the antioxidants that they've put in there. Doesn't taste fishy, yay.
Yeah, you don't get that repeating fish oil taste. No. I've never had that. Yeah.
No. And then it's got some plant-based oils in there, including something like borage. So borage has got another essential fatty acid, omega-3, in there called GLA. And it's really good for hormonal support, that one as well. So
okay.
What you're getting in this specific omega-3 complex is not just EPA and DHA, which is going to help with your heart health and your brain health and any membrane in your body. That's every cell membrane that you can think of. And, you know, it's got the lipid layers. That's where the fatty acids go, by the way. And but you've also got immune support in there. You've got hormonal support in there. You've got the joint support in there. So some really, really good stuff, and vitamin D. Yeah. Yeah. You know what you need vitamin D for, Annabel?
Yep. Well, you need vitamin D for lots of things, but I know for me, like I have it for good brain health, for my protecting my, the myelin sheath. I think that's quite important for me personally. You need it for your bone health.
Yeah, absolutely. And also for your heart health. So,
okay.
It helps you. Vitamin D helps you absorb calcium into your bones as well. How much time have we got, Annabelle?
We've probably still got about 15 minutes.
Okay. All right. Just so that I know.
Yeah.
And then, the fact is that I spoke about the astaxanthin just quickly earlier on, but astaxanthin as an antioxidant also crosses over the blood-brain barrier. So what now have is something that helps other things get over the blood-brain barrier. We know that frankincense oil can do that as well. So your delivery system, again, is very available to your system. Very high quality. So this complex is a very, very high quality. Okay. Now, if I have to go and tell my clients to go buy a fish oil or buy another fish oil from me or omega from me, a good quality one, they're going to pay $80-$90 just for maybe a month's supply, just for that.
Just for the fish oil. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So it really puts the perspective of, I know I've heard some people say they think that, they may not, particularly if you're not already using supplements. I think if you're already using supplements, it's a bit of a no-brainer to switch over to the Lifelong Vitality. But for those that haven't already been using supplements, to start spending $115 a month on Lifelong Vitality can seem, I've heard people say that it can seem expensive, but when you look at it like that, your fish oil, and what's the point of taking all the cheap fish oils anyway? So if you're going to be taking a good quality one, if you're paying that much, $115 is pretty good, isn't it, when you get everything all in one?
Exactly. Some of these, you can go and Google a little bit about fish oils, and it's really important to get a good quality one, and from a company that's trustworthy as well. A lot of these a lot of fish oils come on the market, and they may have been extracted with the heating process. Now, we know we don't heat up oils, we just don't do that. They may have used really poor quality leftover fish pieces and bones and guts and all sorts of things. I know it sounds awful, but, yeah.
You don't like to think about how things are made sometimes.
No, so unfortunately that is the situation though. And then of course we've also got to look at the fact that there are contaminants in some of these fish oils as well. doTERRA's tested theirs and cleaned it up, and they've done all the molecular filtering, and you're getting clean, high quality oils with the plant benefits as well, the essential oils as well.
Yeah.
Really good. That's all I have to say on that one.
Okie doke. So the last one of the trio is the Microplex Food Nutrient Complex. So I have described this, and maybe you can correct me if I'm right in describe or wrong. As I've sort of said, this is a bit more like your traditional vitamin supplement. You know, your vitamins and minerals of the three. This is your more traditional, because it's full of if I look at the back, it's full of vitamins and minerals, and the food. So yeah, there's a lot jam packed in these little capsules too, isn't there?
Absolutely. What I love about the Microplex, the VMZ, by the way, the Z stands for enzymes. It's got added enzymes to it. So
right, okay.
It really helps with digest. You've got lipase, protease. Lipase helps to digest fats and lipids. Proteases, proteins, being, it helps with that. Cellulase, amylase, these starches and cellulose it's being supported by this specific supplement. What a wonderful and special supplement this is. I really, really love it. Again, remember, it's made from whole foods. So again, your body's going to know what to do with it. There's nothing strange in there, and synthetic. So what I also love about it is the fact that it has a great balance and a really good ratio of ingredients and nutrients in there.
Okay.
There's no over mega dose of one thing that in the end, you can just pee it out. Like, for example, B vitamins, sometimes you'll buy something off the shelf and the next month your urine will be this bright
fluorescent yellow and very smelly.
And smelly, exactly. So you know what, I have not heard, I just haven't heard of anyone who's experienced that with this complex. And so it's got this wonderful balance of nutrients in there. That's the vitamins, the minerals, and a few other things. Loads of B vitamins, but not in high amounts, for neurological support, for digestive support, for energy. You've got vitamin A, C, and E. Again, they're antioxidants again. Okay, but they're foods as well, and they really, it helps with immunity. It helps to support your immune system. There's just so much that the vitamins offer, and then just remember that you actually need vitamins as cofactors to absorb your minerals. Okay.
Right. Okay. Yep.
So whole foods are good because it comes as a whole thing. You're not just buying magnesium in a bottle or iodine separately. It's a whole food, and everything works together. The minerals in there, they're sort of lesser known minerals in there as well. Chromium, for example, which is really good for blood sugar levels, controlling appetite, for example.
I've certainly been given chromium in the past as that's probably one of the first supplements I ever remember taking was chromium.
Right, there you go. For appetite control, or
probably. Knowing me, probably.
Annabel.
I'm talking 20 years ago. I remember taking chromium. So yeah, when I read this, I think, oh, you've taken that. Oh, yeah, I've taken that. Oh, yeah, I've had that.
Yeah.
Well, I've had, not so much iron actually, but zinc, magnesium, selenium, chromium, the Bs, the vitamin D, and I think, well, that's one pill, so one pill.
One pill, exactly. Yeah. And the other, let's just quickly go to the fact that the dose prescription on the recommended dose is take 2 of each in the morning and in the evening. So it's actually 4 per day.
Yeah, that's a full month supply of those.
Full month supply, and it's 4 of each of those a day, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening of each.
Yeah.
The reason I think why, you know, it's not just a one pill in the morning kind of thing is because you've got whole food in there. You've got food, and you need to get that. You're getting nutrients from whole food. It's not something that's been extracted in a lab, punched into small little, you know, thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so we're eating multiple times a day, so you want to spread this out.
Yeah.
As well.
And if it was all extracted in the lab or synthetically made, they could have put that concentrated into maybe one capsule, you know what I mean? But not even that, I don't know.
Well, I suppose the benefit of having it spread over the, you know, needing to have the 2 of each morning and night is that you don't then have to take the full dose, because I know many people might take 1 in the morning and 1 at night, or
I do that.
You can spread it out. You can share a pack with your husband or your kids. My teenagers, you know, would take maybe a quarter. Well, we're not so good in our house at taking them at night. Just the routine of not taking them at night. But 1 in the morning, you know. So you can kind of play around with the dose a bit.
Hello, Charlie.
Yeah. You're joining our webinar. Well, we're talking lifelong vitality. Yeah.
Beautiful. Charlie
can swallow these too, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how old, you tell everyone how old you are, Charlie?
I'm 11.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're 10.
I'm 11.
He's 10, and he can swallow, those pills.
Yeah, that's nice.
Off you go. Shut the door.
Is that adorable, your Charlie?
So you can play with the dosage like that. Is that okay to do that, Tess?
Absolutely. You know, I'm a bit, you know how I work, and I can test people energetically for how many capsules they dose. Yeah. And I often find that people who are, number one, fairly healthy, and I'll put myself in that category, is that half a dose is fine. Also people who, you know, if you're quite frail and really unwell, I might definitely start with a lower dose as well. Might even just start with 1 for a week, you know, quarter dose, then on to 2, and then see how you go. If you find a difference, stick to that. And if you find you know, possibly might need more, and I think people need to start using their intuition a little bit more on that as well. You don't always need someone to tell you, you must take 3 of this or 4 of this, or, you know, listen to your body. Your body will tell you. So yeah, and kids, definitely, if you're going to have a 8-9-year-old, maybe just start with a quarter of a dose if they can swallow. If they can't swallow, it's going to be a little bit harder because they don't taste all that great.
No, and there are the kids multivitamins that doTERRA do as well.
They do kids vitamins
from the US warehouse. So, and is it safe? Are they safe to use if you're pregnant or breastfeeding? Like, are they okay to take in general terms?
There's no. I'm going to make this as a categorical statement from Tess Godfrey Naturopath.
Okay, fabulous.
There is no one mold fits everyone.
Yeah, of course.
Okay? Not in your food intake, not in your supplements, in nothing is there, you know. So all I'm going to say on that subject is that so far, and from the ingredients that I've seen, nothing there suggests that in pregnancy shouldn't be taken. I know people have taken it. Again, you know, there are I think, you know, people put out the caution out there for in the first trimester of pregnancy that people need to be quite, you know, aware of maybe not taking certain things. Vitamin A comes in as an issue, but, you know, that's over 3,000 international units. There's so little of the vitamin A in these complexes. There's no way people can overdose on that. So I think it's pretty okay. Talk to someone, go see someone who can maybe work with you personally if you're not sure. Just I don't go with molds at all, as in fitting a mold. But the one thing I probably would say is that if people are on heavy medications, they need to really see someone. I'm thinking of blood thinners like warfarin, for example.
Yeah.
And just from a herbalist perspective as well, there's always some portion and sometimes contraindications with herbs because of the drug interactions. And the other one would be chemotherapy. So I just be a little bit concerned for people that they need to find out more if they're on heavy medications or on chemotherapy.
Yeah.
Okay. But otherwise, it's an individual thing,
Yeah, but a broad range of people can benefit. And as you said at the beginning, just to have that supplementation of nutrients and all that cellular energy and support that, that we all need to.
I think the benefit of it is just worth taking. And the other thing is this, is just be smart. Listen to your body. Sometimes we'll take something, whether it be a food as a plant medicine or a supplement, doesn't matter what it is, or a herbal tea. If you don't feel well after you've taken it, don't take it. Just stop for a while.
Just anecdotally, I've heard people, because as you said, some of these have those detoxification elements that, if your body needs to detox, or if these are doing that detoxification job, you may actually not feel fabulous.
Yeah, if there's
so maybe to ease off, and that's why often people do start by taking smaller doses. Is that
exactly?
Yeah, is that something you mean? Yeah,
that's exactly right. Just listen to your body.
Yeah,
nothing in there that can really do. It can't do harm unless you want to take a handful of everything and go it's the same thing as if you're going to take too much. You might be putting your body into a different state. So stick to the doses. Rather go low. Start low if you're not sure. Listen to your body and make decisions based on that.
Okay, so we might. I just wanted to let people know. Obviously, they're sold as a set that you can buy through your doTERRA account. They're $115 for the set. There we go. There's the box. Thank you. You can buy them individually, but it's really, honestly, not worth it. They've been packaged at such a significant discount that buying them as the package just makes the most sense. And as Tess has gone through and explained each one of them.
And also, Annabel, they work together as a trio.
Yeah, they're designed to work together.
They're absolutely designed to work together to give you that full complement of what your body requires on a daily basis. So, and it's not, there's no mega doses of anything in there. So you are getting good quality. It's like a practitioner grade supplementation all in one go. It's exciting. It's really exciting.
And they're imported here under the TGA. They're all TGA approved, Therapeutic Goods Association approved. And if anyone's listening to this recorded or live that doesn't have a doTERRA account, it's really easy to set one up for $35 and you can buy these straight away. If that's all that you ever want to use, you can just do that. You don't even have to buy essential oils if you don't want to. You could just use the doTERRA account to buy these supplements. Sorry, I'm just trying to cut. I think I muted you, Tess, and I didn't mean to. Do you want to unmute yourself? So that's then. There is a promotion that doTERRA is doing this month, and I will open it up to questions in a minute. But if you don't have a doTERRA account yet and you want one, they're actually doing a promotion where if you open your account with 100 points, which is really any of the starter kits with essential oil starter kits, and then you set up a subscription or loyalty rewards order next month with 100 points, then doTERRA next month will send you one of these sets for free. So that's $115 for free. So that's a pretty awesome deal. So if you're interested in that, just maybe send me or Tess or whoever's referred you to this video chat, and we'll help you. And if you do have an account, well, you'll know where to find them in the wellness section of your account. But I did want to just see, Tess, are you okay if we open it up for any questions?
Sure.
Was there anything else that I didn't ask you that we'd planned to talk about? I think that was most of it.
Yeah, I'm going to add that one thing that I think we did mention about DDR prime, which is not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the DDR prime is actually one extra that I would throw in as well for that daily, doing something for your health on a daily basis. I would throw in the DDR prime. So if anyone wants to ask questions about the DDR prime, feel free to do so as well. But that is, you've got a few essential oils in the DDR prime, and that's very much, it actually works on your DNA inside your cells. So the alpha CRS works on that cell energy and antioxidant protection, all of that. And the DDR prime targets your cells' DNA, and it helps with that repair, but also if there is already a damaged cell, and we know what can happen with damaged cells, if they stay in our system, not good, the DDR prime can help to eliminate those damaged cells in the body in a way that brings more health and more well-being.
So that's another supplement. Yeah. So does anyone want to ask Tess a question? You're welcome to unmute yourself and ask a question. I just had everybody muted during it so that there wasn't a lot of background noise, that's all. But if you've got a question, now's your opportunity to ask. No questions. Well.
Oh my goodness, we've covered it all.
Wow, we must have answered everything as we went along. I'm just checking my questions as to whether there was something else. I think I've asked you all the questions that I was going to ask. But if you do have questions after the call, you're welcome just to, contact us, send us a message. In the Facebook event, you can always write something down and we'll get to answer your question. But obviously you can only provide general advice. This is not Tess Godfrey on for free on we're talking general information here.
I'll finish up if you like, and this sort of is that okay, Annabel?
Yeah, absolutely, Tess. Yeah.
I think it's just sort of in summary, if I look at my own health, so I'm going to just be a little Miss Piggy and talk about what I want for me.
Yeah.
So I'm heading towards a certain round age, and I'm starting to, a
significant birthday.
the halfway mark, as they say. I want to grow older with, with a healthy mind, a healthy body, a healthy, youthful outlook on life. And I want for my, I don't know, I quite like for my skin to be shiny and
your skin's glowing today, Tess.
It is a bit glowy, but I attribute that to lifelong vitality. So I want that for myself, and so when I look at what is available to me as a practitioner of natural health and all of the supplements and herbs that I can take and everything that's out there, I choose Lifelong Vitality Pack. Not because I'm a wellness advocate, not because of this, not because of that. It's because this stuff actually works and I really like what it's bringing. I like the fact that it's bioavailable. I like that it's clean. I like that it's sustainable. I like that it's whole food. I like that it feeds my cells. It gives fuel to my cells, and it gives fuel and food. I almost stumbled over that, to my brain and to my mind and to my moods as well. So it's this overall beautiful package that for me is the thing that's going to get me through the next 15 years minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah, fabulous. All right. Oh, and it does come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, doesn't it, too?
Yes.
So there we go. Well, I think I want that too.
I know. We'll have our cups of teas together.
Yeah, that's right. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Got any questions, ask. Thank you, Tess, for your time.
Welcome.
And I have been recording it, so you will. I will upload it to YouTube and share the replay.
Thanks, Annabelle.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.